to the Scott Ballard Show. One last segment with Coach this week. And Coach, your last road trip of the regular season, a 4-game road swing beginning this weekend, games at Northern State and MSU Moorhead. Another 2, it seems like you're in this stretch right now where you're playing just really, really good opponents every night. And another 2 good opponents that are at the top of the NSIC North standings.
Yeah, well, Northern and Moorhead both, Northern actually beat Mankato and Concordia at home a couple weekends ago, and Moorhead beat Concordia. At the same time, Moorhead, they lost Abamidji. They lost pretty bad to St. Cloud. They beat Duluth at Duluth. I mean, they've got some quality wins. Northern beat Moorhead both times. But Northern is tied for first in the North Division, and Moorhead is, I don't know, a couple games behind.
They're right in the mix.
Yeah. So they're both top 3, top 4 teams in the North Division, and having good years. This may be the best Northern team they've had, I would say, probably the last 8 years.
We talked earlier this week about some of the injury problems that this team has been having, but a bright spot this past weekend was the return of freshman Callie Hackman, who played some significant minutes for you and did some good things in her first action since December.
Yeah.
So it had to be a good boost for you to get another player back and someone who can contribute like she can.
It was, but unfortunately it seemed like a trade-off. We got Callie back, and then we lost Katie Zepsic. But Callie practiced half of Thursday, so she hadn't had any reps, but it was nice to just get her speed, athleticism, give us some more depth at the guard spot. Friday we did a little bit of trapping out of our zone, and she was part of that. But she gave us a couple dribble drive opportunities and finished at the rim. She got involved in transition a little bit, which we've not had much of that with all the injuries. So it was nice to have a fresh set of legs out there and give us a little depth at the guard spot. But unfortunately, they put her back in a boot on Monday. So I don't know. As of right now, I don't know if we're going to have Callie this weekend. I don't know if this is going to be something that she just has to manage. It may be one of those situations. I talked to the trainer yesterday that that she may have to take a couple days off early in the week, or every other day off, just so it's not so sore come the weekend that we can get some minutes out of her. But we just don't know enough about it yet and how it's going to respond. But it did get sore after playing in Friday and Saturday's games.
Looking to the future, you have to be excited about what that guard position can hold for Winona State. You have 3 freshmen who have seen time at guard this year, in Jenny Tuttle, who's obviously hurt, and Callie, and then Tara Roloffs, who started, I think, all but 2 games of the season. So there's some really good young talent that is learning its way through the NSIC.
Yeah, we're going through some growing pains with them at different times, and freshmen are usually very inconsistent, and they've lived up to that. But they're getting valuable minutes. It accelerates the learning curve. It gives us hope and puts high expectations on what they can do, next year. But we're trying to develop a good core of guards there for the future. And we knew that it might be this way because we graduated 3, exceptional guards a year ago, all at the same time. And these are different types of players, but they're going to be good, in their own way. But they're learning a lot from a very challenging and tough first year. Dealing with injuries, dealing with a losing streak, and there's a lot of teams in our league this year that are full of juniors and seniors, and so it's kind of bad timing to have a young team, but I believe our turn's coming. When those teams go through their turnover with their strong senior or junior class, then we're just going to be coming into our prime with our young group right now.
Well, it'll be 2 games on the road this weekend, like we mentioned earlier, at Northern State on Friday. That's a 6 o'clock tip-off, and then at MSU Moorhead on Saturday at 4 for the Warriors. 2 good road tests, a part of a 4-game road trip before the Warriors get to close with their final 4 games of the regular season here at home. That's all we have this week for the Scott Ballard Show. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next week.